Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is LeSquatch and welcome to a brand new series playing Factorio. So I thought I'd give this game a go. I absolutely love this game. I've got something like almost 100 hours worth of gameplay into this thing, and it is probably one of my favourite games. So I've added some mods. Let's go through the list. Most of them are Bob's mods, but I've turned off the electronics, the greenhouse, the modules, because I was playing with them before, and didn't quite agree with me. So this playstyle is going to be sort of vanilla plus. That's what I'm aiming for. So we have Bob's important ones, Bob's enemies, Bob's mining, Bob's power, Bob's tech, Bob's warfare, but then bottleneck, which gives you a little indicator on your machines to see whether something is not producing as it should be. Crafting speed research, which makes your crafting speed faster. Factorissimo, which is like a big 3x3 sized or 3x2 sized block that you can feed in items, and that has sort of like a little factory inside of it. Well, not little, it's like a pocket dimension. Landfill lets you fill in water, but I've actually never used that. Large inventories, just large inventories, very helpful. Long reach lets you access things if you can see them from any distance. And squeak through lets you go through blocks that you wouldn't otherwise, like engines and solar panels and stuff like that. So that's a brief overview of the mods. I think I'm going to keep most of the things on normal, except I'm going to increase the richness of this. So I've changed the settings around now. We have all of them as big, including the enemy bases. I'm thinking that that's actually quite a good thing to do, because you get lots of ore, but you also get the risk of more enemies. So I think that's good for now. Let's generate it. Oh, wow. Okay. That's unexpected. So I've had to change my recording key, which is the first time ever that I've had to do that. Ooh, that seems pretty noisy. Let's turn that down a little bit. Seems pretty quiet now. Okay, that's fine. So first things first, you need to build yourself an iron axe. And an iron axe can also mine resources as well as chop down trees. So that's what we shall do. So our initial starting area is fairly big, as we specified. There's copper above us, coal to the left, iron above us, and I think that's stone, and a stone to the right as well, to the east, I should say. This area looks pretty promising, though there is a lack of stone. Yes, choosing where to settle is always a very tricky task. Maybe somewhere in the middle here, because that gives us ample reach, or ample distance between the iron, the copper, and the stone, and the water as well, which would be good for pumps. So let's set up around here, I guess. Put down our first miner and our first furnace. Fuel that with wood for now. And it will start to give us some iron. Actually, we need to take... Actually, maybe starting on iron wasn't the best of ideas, because ideally we'd start on coal. So we should probably go do that. So for that we need to mine some stone to make the furnaces. Oh goodness, this is a dense forest. Let me through. I can't... Okay, the stone's underneath here. Okay. I am stuck inside the forest. Let's start cutting it down. Okay, now I can start to see the stone peering through. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, look at that texture quality. That's terrible. Yeah, let's not zoom in that close. So now we can access the stone. There we go. So we have to mine it manually for now, and I think we need 5 stone and a certain amount of iron in order to make another furnace, another miner, I should say. So now that we have long reach, by the way, you can just control... Oops, I didn't mean to take the fuel out of there. Put that back in. You can control click and access the inventory of any item that's within your reach. So we now have 5 stone and 19 plates. That will be enough for another miner drill. We need another 5 for the furnace. So there we go. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to edit this thing yet. I doubt I'm going to blabber on for 20 minutes. I'm probably going to do some cuts and stuff like that. The people who I watch, like Arumba, is one of the guys I watch playing Factorio with his friends. They all just record for a set period of time and then like publish that. But sadly I'm playing on my own, so I think I will do it the nice way. And oh, I don't need a furnace there for coal. There. But we do need a chest. For that we need some more wood. But yeah, I don't think I can... I don't think I will be talking for all that time. I'll be doing some cuts and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe the series will evolve depending on what you guys think about it. So I'm just now getting some wood for a chest. Oh, we can make lots of chests. Put that in front of the coal so that the miner will automatically feed into the chest. Good, so we're collecting coal and we can always just control click to pick it up again. And also access this inventory, which I will swap out for coal because that's better. I thought this hasn't changed. Oh, it must still be using wood. Yeah, there we go. That's moving a bit slower, I think. Yeah. Seems about right. You're out of fuel, of course. Let's zoom out again, get some more coal. 6, that'll do for now. Put you in there, so you should last a little bit longer. So in order to make the fundamentals of the first bit, we need to get boilers and steam engines. But for that we need copper in order to make these things, the inserters, to put coal into the boilers. If you're, by the way, if you're new to this, all of these terminology things will make sense eventually. I'm a veteran of Factorio, so I know what these mean off the top of my head, but if you don't, then I apologise for using terms or assuming that you know what I'm talking about, because you may not. Oh, 33 iron plates, that's what I'd like to see. Sweet. So now we can build another one of the miners for the copper, but for that we need some more stone, so I will go and do that and create another little outpost. So we now have the materials to make a copper outpost. Let's plonk this down. Let's face it this way. Doesn't really matter which way you face it, but I like to make everything face sort of the inwards. I've set up another coal miner down there and a stone one up there, so that's all churning along nicely. So let's fill you with coal, fill you with coal. So now we're producing iron, copper, coal and stone. All of the basic essentials. Very, very nice. And from here on out, it's pretty much increase production, do some research, make some guns, and hopefully not get attacked by any enemies within the first like half an hour, because that would suck. So what we can do now is actually be a bit sneaky and do this. How much? So if you mouse over it, you can see how much of the expected resources you'll get. So you know if you place it in like a bad spot. Oh, I wouldn't even let you place it. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. But I can tell you what you're going to get from that little area. So we're going to get 1,400 from there and 3,200 from there. And fill you with coal and let you go on your merry way. So if this furnace filled up, for example, these two drills would stop working and they would show as orange because their outputs were being blocked. As it is, this one's run out of coal, so it's now red, showing that it's not working at all. And you've also run out of coal. The demands of the early game. I'd forgotten how much coal these things needed. Although, no fairness, I'm not really supplying them with much. Maybe I should have a third miner. Yeah, I think I will. Maybe 4. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? We're probably going to need coal more than anything at this early stage. And then it's pretty much iron from there on out until the end of the game. Iron is definitely the main resource that is the bottleneck in a lot of cases. So that's going. How are we doing with copper? Got some copper. Sweet. Any more iron to take? Yep. 44 in total. And some stone. Why not? So now we can get going with the electricity production. So we need an offshore pump. And we probably want to build it not massively far away, but not in an area that we'd want to build in. So we probably want to build in here because it's like a nice open area. So let's put the pumps up here for now. And for those of you who are familiar with Minecraft, Factorio's chunk loading, I think if you place down an item... Actually, I'm only going off what I think, so I might be wrong. But, oops, I don't want to make another one of those. Oh, actually, maybe I do. Factorio's chunk loading goes off where you place items down. So you can go a long way away and they'll still work. So in other words, if we're over here, the iron and the coal and the copper and that, they're all still working. So that should produce us some electricity once we fuel those with coal. And the reason why I wanted copper is that we can use these, the inserters. But they actually take power to run. So we need to create power first by manually inserting coal into that space, into those boilers. And then it can be self-sustaining, so that can then, yeah, we'll bring a conveyor belt up from that coal down there probably, all the way up here, and it can feed the boilers very nicely. So let's do some in view. Don't want to put too many in there because we don't actually need that much at the beginning. Probably need like one boiler firing. Actually, well, no, we need more than one boiler, but we probably don't need 4. And then we need some output for the steam engine. That's what this little icon means. It means it doesn't have any power output rather than producing any power. So we can place this rod anywhere within that little blue outline that it gives us. So if we place it here, it's too far away. If we place it here, it's fine. But we only really need to put it here. And then we can feed this along to, let's say, the iron. So if you hold down click and just run, it'll do the largest extension it can. And then it'll auto-complete. So, are we going to have enough? Yes! Perfect. So, now that we have that set up, can we make electric drills? We can now. Yes! So, electric drills are, does it say? It says mining speed 0.5, but these ones are mining speed 0.35. So it's not fantastically better, but it's faster. And that's all we need at the moment. So that can feed directly into the iron, and we now have a spare burner mining drill that we can then put on something else, like the copper. Why not? But again, it's running out of coal. I should really... Yeah, let's start the automating process, because we really need to do that, especially for the coal drills. So what we can do is, let's shuffle these around a little bit. So these drills will... Actually, I didn't need to... Yeah, let's put those back. They will output, or they can output, onto these transport belts. What are we low on? Iron, yeah, probably. Or is it? Oh yeah, there's only iron. So if we then output all of these onto the transport belts, of course I'm out already. Please have some more iron ready for me. Yeah, good. We can then loop it around and feed it back into the drills. There's actually a smarter way of doing that. And get rid of that. And then do this going from this way. And then we can have 4 of those and some electric poles. We're low on copper. Do I have any left? Yes. See how that was orange there briefly? So we need to make some more electricity poles. And we can then feed it down from our iron depot over here. And start there. Oops. Run it over to this area so that that's highlighted, and this area so that's that highlighted. And then we can do this. That one's not going to get anything, so let's move that one over. Oh, I can't. Well, three things might be good for now. And then we can have an overflow chest for the coal that's left. So now the drills are supplying themselves, which is very, very nice. Oh yeah, that's not going to get supplied either. I didn't really do this in a very sensible way, did I? No, I did not. Let's put you back then. Oops. And then maybe you can just be fed manually. That's right, let's put 50 in you, seeing as I have a lot. So let's put 50 in you, and 50 in you. How are you doing for coal? Not much. Put the rest of you in there. Take out what's left of there. And then how are we doing up north? Stones run out, but we don't really need too much stone at the beginning. This is full. You are... Why are you not outputting? Oh, because it's full of iron ore. Yeah, so the drills filled up that area. So if we make another furnace, just for now we can manually shift it over so that so we get the... At least we get the things working. And give us an excess of iron. And then this is all going well. Yep, that's running fine. And just so that it stops blinking at me, I'm going to put some coal in there. Just, yeah, we don't really need too much stone, like I said at the beginning. But I guess it is good to have it if we do need it in the future. So that's going well. And we have a very nice supply of iron. We're getting a nice supply of copper. And we can actually start producing more of the electric drills, which is very useful. And let's make 2 of you. So we can put an electric drill on the coal, which would actually be very, very useful. Let's turn you into an electric drill. And you see how the area is wider. So we're now getting 22k instead of 3. It's much, much better. So let's get rid of you, plonk you down so that your area is covering a larger area than it could. Don't want to bottleneck ourselves right at the beginning. and feed you over and supply you with power. Yeah, sweet. So, yeah, this is not keeping up. Scoop all that up. And you do that with F, by the way, if you're wondering. So that's 45. How much do you have? 3. Let's put some more on you. Yeah. And take you out. Probably need another furnace down here as well. Oops. Let's do that. And have you feeding into there. That might help balance it out a little bit. Got some good coal going there. How much stone did we get in that time? 29, that's not bad. Cool. So the next step is to start research. So this, I have in this instance, we have a mod called automatic research or auto research. And you can do, if you press T, it brings up what you can research. You can change it if you wanted to. But there's, is it Shift T? Yeah. You can either enable it or disable it. And you can set the preferences for actually what you want to research. But generally speaking, you just let it run. Oops. Because, at least for me, the way I research things is I research what is the cheapest one anyway. And if I want to research something specific, I just change it. So it's very easy and just lets it run in the background. So we need to power this, and ideally we'd be supplying it with science files, which are what we need to produce to actually make the research. But we have to do it manually for now. So armor crafting, for example, is typically the first one you do. I'm going to change that to automation so that we can have assembling machines. And then we typically go then to logistics and, yeah, the armory, or whatever it was before. Armor crafting would be something I'd do last. So it takes 10 red science files, and we can start to produce factories. And factories are what this whole game is about. It's about automating as many things as possible. So you'd want to automate the production of red science files, but in order to do that, you need a factory. And that is what we are doing. So it's very, very nice, very straightforward, really, once you get into it. It's just a little bit slow at the beginning, but what game isn't? And then it becomes very, very fast, very cool. And your whole area becomes like one gigantic factory, and it's all polluted, and you get enemies attacking you, and it's really, really fun. I am absolutely in love with this game. It is so much fun. So I'm very much looking forward to building a series out of this. He says as he builds things very slowly. But yeah, we are getting armor craft. We don't want armor. No. Swap to automation. Oh, it's too late now. Oh, I was too busy talking. I didn't realize what I was doing. Right, I guess in that sense, we will just have to do armor crafting first and then do logistics afterwards. Because if you swap it over, you don't lose the progress, but seeing as we've started it, we may as well finish it. And man, is it dark. I really hope that YouTube doesn't like make this impossible to see, because that would suck massively. So this should be able to finish off armor crafting for us, and I will be very quick to change it to the logistics research, unless it does it automatically. I guess we'll find out in a few moments. We can have enough. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, so what's it going to be? It's going to be automation, which is good. Okay, I'll allow that. That's fine. So I'll let that chunder on and yeah, let it finish. So let's finish off this episode by finishing off automation. I said finishing off twice. And I built a radar, which is part of the military crafting section. And this scans the area for enemy bases at the cost of power. So if you click on one of these electric poles, it'll show you what you're producing and what's consuming. Oh, and we now want electronics. So I see how I changed it. So it said I changed it from turrets to electronics. We definitely do want to have turrets at some point. Actually, do we want turrets first? They are cheaper. Yep, screw it. Let's change it. Because we can do that. And in the meantime, let's craft some of these. So what this radar does is scan the area. We can look at it on the map. It looks like it's currently within the spawn chunks. If it were somewhere else, then you'd have a square like over here to being lit up. Oh, there we go. Perfect example. And it's now going to scan the area for enemy bases. And if you click on these poles, it shows you what's producing. So we have one steam engine. And we have one radar for inserters using power. And this is a bit of a weird setup that I haven't quite understood. So satisfaction at full is what you want. And production less, like you want it to not be full. Because if production is full and satisfaction is down, that means you're not satisfying your machines and you're not producing enough. So the lower your production bar, the more that you're producing. It's one of those things that doesn't really make sense. Like, I can kind of get it, but also I don't get it. You're out of fuel. Let's give you some. Oh man, you're also full of iron. Yeah, so we're going to get to a very awesome process very soon where all of these feed onto a belt and the belt feeds into a furnace array. I'm looking forward to that. But I think I've blabbered on for enough for this first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that this is a new series and, you know, it's not Minecraft, shock. But I absolutely adore Factorio. It is one of my favourite games. It's probably, aside from like Dungeon Defenders back in the day, this is probably the game that I've put the most hours into aside from Minecraft. So I absolutely love this game. And I hope you guys do too. And I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. So this has been LeSquatch, all in my pixelated glory. My tiny speck on this massive planet. An infinite map, by the way. Just same as Minecraft in that sense. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd like to be very much appreciated if you have. I just say thank you very much for watching and see you in the next episode.